Travis Wayne Goodsell. I was in bed. I dozed off for a second, but had one of those shock wakes and had ideas coming into my head over and over again as I'm taking notes at my bedside. This morning I did Book of Mormon readings. In the reading involving Alma, chapter 61, there was 60 and 61, in regards to Captain Moroni communicating with Pehoran. In that one, the kingmen had taken over Zarahemla, as they had made a pact with the Lamanites, and the Lamanites were coming from the south, squeezing the Nephite armies. And then, this. Before I went to bed, I saw ABC4 News Utah had posted on YouTube around 5 o'clock this evening that our National Guard in Utah has been deployed to Washington, D.C. Now that seems strange because Trump already has the military there, the 82nd or whatever, and the others with their bayonets. Rachel Maddow went and talked all about it tonight. So Trump's already got the military there, but now he's also calling for National Guard troops to come in as well, just like he did with the southern border. And so we've got our troops surrounding Europe. If you've been paying attention the last several years, Trump has helped Putin surround Europe with our troops in the key positions in Eastern Europe and in Syria and Turkey, and have been positioning ourselves in the Middle East and leaving us somewhat limited here in America when he sent everybody to the border. And now he's got them at D.C. This is exposing the West Coast. Let me see if I get these in order here for you. So what's interesting, I'm not going to talk about the game of Risk. Another day and time. This is an imminent threat warning here for an imminent invasion on the West Coast that's going to sweep across America to head towards D.C., just like in Alma 61. That was their intention, is that the Lamanites promised these kingmen, we'll let you have Zarahemla, just conquer Zarahemla, and that'll allow us to more easily defeat the armies as we head north towards Zarahemla. And so, yes, in America, D.C. is not north, it's east. And so the Lamanites would come from the west coast to the east coast. And so we're looking at a west coast invasion. This is what Japan had planned after Pearl Harbor. And that's why I was going to talk about Risk, is the strategy in conquering Germany in that game. My brother figured it out. I have to give credit to him. But I always beat my brother. In the Art of War, it goes over how to defeat your enemy with the least amount of casualties to your forces. You infiltrate the enemy's society. They pose as the enemy. They live among the enemy. They are the enemy. But they misinform and disinform. They have all sorts of propaganda campaigns. They divide for the purpose of eventual conquering. So two-party dichotomy has often worked best, rather than multiple parties fighting it out for who becomes the two dominant ones. And so the dichotomous division has worked most efficiently. And that's what we have. Republican, Democrat. Then you weaken your enemy. You've now divided them ideologically, and so that they're arguing, but now you weaken them. What has the coronavirus done to us? It has now weakened us. We've had over 100,000 deaths. We've got over a million? How many millions do we have? Who have the virus? I think it's 1.8 million. We're getting close to 2.2 billion. And we just had stayed at home. We have high unemployment. They're now having us go back to work. They're having us expose ourselves to other people to spread the virus that is now at a more high risk level than when we first were ordered to stay home and stay safe. And so now we have an internal conflict in America. We have the police officer in Minnesota who sets off everybody's rage. And so people are now rioting, protesting, not being safe with the coronavirus. We are weakened. We are distracted as we are fighting each other. Police against we the people. And if you've never read The Art of War, this is exactly the step process to conquering a nation. This is the imminent threat that the Book of Mormon is warning about. They knew this was the plan. Now, I've gone over the history. The Book of Mormon is not an ancient document. It is not prophecy. Joseph Smith Sr., Canandaigua, New York, however it's pronounced. That's the key city that ties the whole thing together to understand real church history that our current church leaders are not telling us. But you have to go to Wikipedia, Joseph Smith Sr., Mason. Where is he a master mason of? Canandaigua. Heber C. Kimball says, oh, yeah, I went to Canandaigua to apply for the 7th rank. Really? He's blatantly lying, but he includes Canandaigua. Doesn't mention Joseph Smith Sr. William Morgan. Where was he arrested? Canandaigua, when Joseph Smith Sr. was Master Mason. Those three characters alone confirm the Book of Mormon is not a history of the American Indians. It is a coded warning message to America of the threat to America to destroy it. That's what I've been warning this whole time. And this is where Alma 61 comes in right now, today. And I can't go to sleep because it's been bugging me too much. I have to get the warning out because I don't know how much time we have left. Again, Trump is consolidating his military forces in D.C. He is pulling troops away from the rest of the United States to D.C. The news is thinking, oh, he's going to put the military on the streets of America. Trump has always lied and deceived. If you're also unfamiliar with my other videos talking about this, exposing this, remember Bears Ears? No longer a national park. Governor Herbert says, oh, it's not for oil and gas mining. Nope, sure wasn't. Washington Post exposed that Governor Herbert was working with a trade deal with a uranium mining company. Because the Washington Post reported it, Governor Herbert had to back off. The deal never went through. There's uranium in them there hills. Who wants uranium? Putin. Who has the seal of the Illuminati that infiltrated the Scottish Rites, Freemasonry in America, of which Brigham Young and Heber C. Kimball were a part of back in 1826. Albert Pike is the link to the Illuminati, the Scottish Rites Freemasonry, and the Church of Lucifer in that letter to Giuseppe Mazzini. Putin's going to want to at least conquer to Utah, to the hills of mountains of Utah on the east coast here. Why? Uranium. Why make a deal with Governor John Huntsman, who was ambassador to Russia, but Putin fired him, and then he goes and runs for governor this year, just in case as a backup plan. They always have backup plans in case the first plan fails. Governor Herbert has not been cooperative in getting the uranium to Putin, as he backed off when the pressure from the Washington Post hit. Remember, Trump wants to shut down the Washington Post. It's owned by Bezos of Amazon. And so, is our election going to be rigged if Putin can't conquer America, like Alma 61 says he is? Because Putin is the Lamanites. They're the ones, the GOP, who've put a puppet king on the throne of America, have made a deal with. The GOP in Congress, under John Huntsman, went in 2018 to Russia. Guess when? The 4th of July. Democrats were not invited. Also, Andrea Mitchell from MSNBC had reported, it would have been yesterday, that Trump had invited Putin to a G7 summit. At least that's what Trump said. And so then we have Trump making his announcement of ordering the military, and they're now enforcing Washington, D.C., exactly as the Kingmen did in the Book of Mormon at Zarahemla, as that allowed the Lamanites a better opportunity to conquer to Zarahemla. We're looking at a West Coast attack, guys. I don't know how many is going to listen to this video. I don't know how many are going to believe. But remember, when I post a video, I'm inspired to post the video. I was inspired to post the Book of Mormon readings this morning. The specific Book of Mormon readings in a specific order. And very few people are going to them. one of the Doctrine and Covenants video for the reading. I've been doing in other forms on my channel. That's where we must flee to Zion. It's not just because of the rioting that's breaking out all over the place, because that's not going to be sufficient yet. It's going to take some time to escalate. What will cause a flee is when the Lamanites, Putin, invades. You're going to have a mass exodus fleeing the West Coast, city to city, state to state, heading east. And it'll be up to our military forces that remain as to whether they can hold off the Russian invasion. Now, I can't find any evidence of Russia traveling over here. They'd have to be on ships right now, depending on when they plan on attacking. It takes days to get to America. Question is, where are they? When are they going to leave if they haven't left already? What is Trump up to? Because Trump has distracted everybody saying, oh, I'm going to release it on America. The governors don't, start slaughtering their people, I'm going to have to put the militia or military out there. But yet he's doing it all in D.C. now. He's pulling the Utah National Guard, and I'm pretty sure other guards, to D.C. We won't have a National Guard here in Utah to protect us. We've got troops down at the southern border still, and now he's sent more to D.C. We have the Air Force Base. I don't know if that got pulled to D.C. But again, if they don't get pulled to D.C., they're going to be targets. Because when you're attacking somebody, you need to know where their military strongholds are. I hope I'm wrong. But this is setting up to be this way. Exactly like Alma 61. And that scares me to death. Because I've done the church history research. I've found what nobody else has found because of Canandaigua, whatever it's pronounced. I've been doing the videos talking about how the church is not the church of God, it's the church of Lucifer. It's got its symbol. It's got Mormons brainwashed so that Mormons don't know to look for this kind of thing in the Book of Mormon, to identify the warnings. So this is what you need to do. Obviously we can't run now. We have no evidence. You can be prepared so that if and when it happens, you're prepared to immediately take off and head east. If you don't know what you need a backpack for each individual in your household of the following: a backpack for food, a backpack for extra clothing, a backpack for hygiene and sanitation, a backpack for emergency kit, Band-Aids, gauze, even aspirin, those emergency first aid kits. I messed up my order of thinking. Food, clothing, hygiene, sanitation, first aid. You also need all of your files, documents, identifications, heirlooms, family pictures. Have them on a digital device, thumb drive. The food, you'll need the utensils and stuff to eat with them. Obviously, you don't want perishable food. You want food that's canned or boxed that will last for some period of time. It'll be hard food rather than soft food. Perishable food is more soft. But you'll need to make sure you have a can opener. If you have cans of food, you'll need to make sure that you have utensils so that you can eat with. Preferably disposable or something that will be easily wiped off or cleaned. You'll need water also, not just for drinking, but also for sponge bathing, as well as for cleaning up dishes, cleaning hands, cleaning dishes. So that's what I can recall offhand. And so that when you hear that war is upon our nation, you're ready to get in your car and head east. The sad thing is that there's going to be too many people who are going to have to walk. Make sure your car is filled up with gas. You don't want to have to fill up on your way out of town. What else am I forgetting? Money will be no good. Don't worry about money. So yeah. If it does happen, I have a plan to implement here, and I hope that there will be people willing to participate in that, but we'll see. Yeah, we're going to need help with truckload supplies of each of the backpack supplies for individuals, because the backpacks are only temporary. They're for emergencies. We're going to need truckloads of each of those backpack supplies. And so that's my intended plan that I was talking about. So I'm hoping I can get cooperation for that at the time when it hits. We'll have to see. I hope we don't. And so I recommend we try to stick together as a convoy. It may slow us down. Utah has the 80 in the north, and then there's the, what is it in the roadmap of America. Come on. 70. Yeah, 70 in the south. And then there's, what is this one? See, the 80 goes further north. There's another one that heads south, the 40. That's what I recommend those in the west who take the 80 out across the mountains take, is go south to the 40, unite with those from Orem and Provo, who catch the 6 and then go up to the 91 so that we're all on the 40, or catch the 70. That might actually be better. Yeah, because that takes us through Denver. Let's do that. Head over the mountains and then go south to the 70. And then just take the 70 and head east. We'll take it through Denver. In Denver, there's a Amazon fulfillment center that's just off the 70. We can stop there and hopefully get some more trucks to load up with further supplies in Denver, and then go follow the 70 into Kansas City, where again I'm pretty sure there's another Amazon fulfillment center, either on the Kansas City side or the Missouri side. Again, load up trucks at that fulfillment center and any Walmarts or other stores, grocery stores that we can fill up and supply with. And then screw independence, guys. Joseph Smith said Southern Illinois. And so then we'll go to St. Louis. Again, that will be the third supply stop. And from there we will then, I need to back out. Indiana, Illinois, yeah. See, once we get to Illinois, that takes us to southern Illinois, the Shawnee National Forest. And that's where we'll set up camp. Now, of course, you guys don't have to follow me, do you? You can say, you're full of it, Travis. We don't believe you. But if you're listening to this, I hope it's an if, not a when, if we get invaded on the West Coast and we do have to flee, I hope you remember this. That's my intended plan. So like I said, I'm being bugged not to go to sleep tonight until I get this out here for you. So yeah, I don't know. Let me check Venture Sky. Maybe the waters will reveal something. I don't know how you can tell if there's a fleet heading towards the West Coast. I mean, there's an open pathway in the waters with the waves. There's a slight hurricane at southern Alaska. There's another there's another hurricane west of Japan. But clear pathway straight to the West Coast. I have no idea how to tell. But yeah, this is military strategy that I'm recognizing here. That's why I'm giving the warning now. I hope it never happens. Back in 2017, I was early. Several years early, wasn't I? But I knew way back then. And so I hope it's another several years. I hope it's never. But I'm recognizing the signs. I'm recognizing the behavioral strategies that are being played out. So I'm giving the warning. I hope it doesn't happen. But that's my plan for our fleeing, because we need order. We don't want people just running amok, not knowing where to go, not knowing what to do, not having prepared provisions. If we can all stick together on the 70, stopping at those 3 main cities to continue to load up provisions, we can hopefully save the majority of the people, if not everybody, rather than having everybody go their own way and survival of the fittest, which will cause mass casualties, which will weaken us for Putin to make it easier for him. The more people we can save, the better for us. So that's my plan. This is my warning. I hope I'm wrong. But be prepared, please. We have the hurricane that's going to hit Louisiana on the weekend. That's going to be another distraction. And I don't know. So whether I win or lose my lawsuit against the church and acquire the trillions of dollars that they're supposed to give me, I don't think it matters anymore now. Because we won't need money once we're invaded. Money becomes worthless immediately. And so we won't need to be buying from Amazon. We'll just take what we need. We won't need to buy from the grocery stores. We will take what we need. Because this is a declaration of war. And in wartime, you do not buy things. You make and give. So that's my strategy as a defense to try to preserve humanity in America. Oh, God.